Hey everybody, how you doing? Joe here from Racetime Radio down here in the Racetime Radio studio. If you're like me and you burn wood, I want to do a couple of videos, and I'll try and keep them as short as possible, about some wood stove safety. And of course, I'm going to be talking about quick wicks too, and how this is all kind of related. But first of all, I want to just touch on a couple of things here. I've been burning wood for, call it 35 years. So yeah, I am an old fart, but there's some safety stuff that I think needs mentioning. And there's stuff that I have actually learned in the last year and a half or so about safety with a wood stove. And I've been burning, like I say, for a lot of years. Let's start with the safety stuff first. If you just bought a house, and now you're going to start burning wood, I think you're going to find these videos very helpful and actually can save lives. And that may sound kind of extreme, but it's true, and I'll explain why. The first thing you want to do is make sure your chimney is swept. That's the first thing you're going to want to do. If you don't know what you're looking at, maybe it'd be a good idea to get somebody that does know, that started out right. Get somebody that knows chimneys. Here in the Owen Sound area where I live, we got places like the Fireplace and Patio. Paul has a whole crew of guys. Call someone in your local area, get that chimney swept and checked. I know here at my house, we bought this place about a year and a half ago, and it's got a beautiful chimney in it. But yeah, they can look good, but is it functional? Does it work? And is it safe? So after checking things out, sure enough, there is a stainless steel liner that goes all the way from the top right down to the bottom. So we're in good shape, had it all swept out, and I do that each and every year. You want to make sure, number one, that you have a good working smoke detector that's got carbon monoxide. I think they all come together today. I don't think you can buy just a smoke detector. I just upgraded all of mine a year ago, and you no longer have to change the batteries. So you don't have to remember to do that. If you buy the good ones, they come with a little cell in them that keeps them charged up and ready to go all the time. Another thing that I picked up, pair of welding gloves. Go to Napa. Napa, they sell welding gloves. Get a pair of welding gloves and leave them by the fireplace. I've had logs roll when I've opened the door. I've had stuff roll out, or, sometimes you get a spark that comes flying out. If you don't have anything there, your first reaction is to grab it with your hands. I know a guy personally that did that and fried his hands. It's a natural reaction. If you've got a pair of gloves, a pair of welding gloves, you can actually pick up something that's really, maybe even burning, a full burning log. You can pick it up with these, throw it back into the fireplace, and it's no harm, no foul. You want to make sure that you got the smoke detector, welding gloves, and you got your wood stove all checked. You got the flue checked. You got the chimney all checked. And then you're pretty well ready to go. Did a video yesterday about cleaning the glass in these babies without spending the money. You might want to check that video out if you've got a fireplace and you want to save yourself a couple of bucks instead of buying all that spray and stuff. But today, I'm ready to go and I'm going to light my fireplace. So anyone that knows the Quick Wick product knows that you don't need kindling, you don't need paper. All you need is your Quick Wick and your wood, and you light your fire, and that is 100% true. Now you may be asking, well, Joe, why do you got newspaper in your fireplace if you don't need it and you got Quick Wicks right there? Well, I'll tell you the reason why I do this, and I do it each and every time before I light this fire. Here in the Racetime Radio studio, it's in the basement. So the top of that chimney is actually 3 floors up. And with outside influences, especially on a day like today, we're in the transitional time of year where the temperature fluctuates, and you can get what's called a downdraft. And it's where the air is coming back down your chimney, and you definitely don't want a downdraft. Not only is it influenced by the weather outside, barometric pressure, and all that stuff, but it can be self-induced. You can create your own downdraft in a house without even realizing it. If you think of your furnace, it's got an air intake and an exhaust. I know here we've got an air-to-air exchanger. It's got an air intake and an exhaust. All of those things do. Now, something that doesn't is your dryer, for instance, in your house. You got electric dryer or any kind of dryer for that fact. Put the clothes in, shut the door, turn it on. It's taking air. Of course, it's exhausting, and it's taking the air within your house in order to operate. And that, if you've got a really well-insulated house, good windows, good doors, this place is excellent. It doesn't take much to heat it. But in saying that, you start taking the air out of the house and you don't realize that you're doing it, you can create a downdraft in here, and that is definitely something that you don't want. So what I do with the newspaper, and there's only newspaper in the wood stove right now, I'm going to take it, I'm going to light that paper up. It's just paper. It's going to create a real hot fire. I've pushed all the paper to the back of the wood stove. You want it to the back. And I'm going to light it up. It's going to have a real hot fire for a short period of time. And that, if there is any sort of downdraft in this house, which you'll never feel, this will eliminate it. A blast of heat going up that chimney is going to create the right environment for the fire to be lit. So I'm going to do that. The other quick tip that I should tell you about is if you got a window anywhere close on this floor, crack the window open. Just crack it open. I did it earlier today, cracked the window open. There's no wind outside at all. When I opened that window, I could feel the air rushing in. And Sue was doing laundry earlier. So, you know what? Chances are I had a little bit of a downdraft. I could also smell a little bit of the fireplace when I started walking down the stairs. Not a lot, but just a bit. And that also indicates, hey, you're getting a little bit of a downdraft there. And you definitely don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to light this paper up. It's going to create a great draft, and that's exactly what we want here before we actually light the fire. And we'll do that in just a sec. So I'm going to make sure that the draft is wide open. So big flame here, little flame up there. That's the draft is wide open. So we're going to just take it. We're going to light that paper up at the back. So light it up at the back. And this fireplace, I'm not going to shut the door tight. I'm going to leave it open just a bit. And you can see that the fire is definitely rolling in there. And that's creating the draft that we want it to. Another tip that you should have is one of these temperature gauges on your chimney. Get one of those, because that's going to tell you a ton. This fire is now going up. It's heating up that top plenum, creating that updraft, and I'll be able to tell it's right around 100 there right now, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's what we want. So I'm just going to let this paper burn out, and I'll do another quick video on using these Quick Wicks and how easy it is to get your fire going each and every time, and you're going to be able to do it safely. I will be back with the next video.